Shalom. Our Torah portion this week is Vayishlach, chapters 32 through 36 of Genesis. After years of serving his father-in-law, Lavan, Jacob finds himself coming home to confront just the latest challenge in his life, his brother Esau. Yes, the same brother he stole the birthright from and vowed to kill for doing so. Esau is on his way toward him with 400 men at his side. It doesn't look good for Jacob. It doesn't look like a welcoming party. Jacob is fearful, and with good reason. He decides to separate his family into two sections, figuring if things go dangerous, at least some of his family may survive. He also prays to God for safety. And finally, he prepares lavish gifts for his brother. But before he confronts his brother Esau, Jacob encounters late at night a mysterious individual, a man, an angel, a messenger of God, God himself. Jacob wrestles with this strange being until daybreak. Jacob is ultimately victorious, but not before this opponent injures Jacob's hip socket. Before releasing this individual, Jacob demands a blessing, and this unknown being does so and changes Jacob's name to Israel, which means the one who has fought with beings divine and human and prevailed. There's a lot to unpack here, but I'm going to invite you to do that on your own, because we could spend literally months on this story alone. Instead, what I want to talk to you about is actually our two local congregations here in Charleston. You have B'nai Jacob Synagogue, my congregation, and Temple B'nai Israel, our Reformed congregation in this city where my dear friend Rabbi Joe Blair serves. I don't think there was coordination when the two places were named, but I've always found it cool that the only two Jewish congregations in our city here in West Virginia, Charleston, are joined by more than just friendship, but are actually named for the same patriarch, B'nai Jacob, Jacob, who is also remembered forever in this Torah portion by the name Israel, B'nai Israel. Now, those are not uncommon names for synagogues and temples. But isn't it interesting that I have rarely been at one that has the name Abraham or Isaac? And I can think of just one that was named with Abraham. Not that a synagogue can't have that name, but isn't it odd that so many places use Israel and Jacob? Now, sure, of course, we're the children of Israel, but Abraham is a towering man of faith and purpose. That would be a perfect name for a synagogue. Isaac is the model of sacrifice for God. Beautiful name for a temple. Moses is our lawgiver. King David, Solomon, so many great names. And yet, we are B'nai Jacob Synagogue, and our friends down the street are Temple B'nai Israel. What is so significant for our tradition and our places of worship about our patriarch Jacob over all the other patriarchs? He is, after all, one of the most complex and, sorry to say, difficult figures in the Torah. I don't know, but I'd like to suggest that Jacob is the most relatable of all our heroes in the Torah. He's no Abraham. He never comes across as a person of complete trust in God. Jacob is no Isaac either, a man of trust, full trust in God. Jacob is more like us. He expresses fears constantly. He shows us his anger, his pain. He has incredible highs. He has devastating lows. He has challenging relationships. He has difficult families. He even struggles with God, just like us. I see Jacob's life and see a window into my own. The man named Israel is fully relatable to me. And so maybe there is no better name for a congregation than to be called the children of Jacob, or the children of Israel. A synagogue, a temple, a church, a mosque are not for the perfect, not only for the faithful or those who can put complete trust in God. These places of worship are a home for people with a lot of baggage, a lot of faults, a lot of shortcomings, a lot of challenges, and yet, like Jacob, long for a life of peace and meaning. My friends, you won't find all the answers at a holy place, but if you search for God with other travelers, you may learn to value the power of the journey and the meaning found in struggle, just like Jacob. Jacob, Israel, is the most human of our heroes. And a synagogue, a temple, a place of worship at its finest teaches us all how to wrestle with ourselves and maybe discover our better angels. Life hurts us at times. We stumble constantly. But the divine encounter can help lift our spirits and raise us to our higher potential. Join us this week at B'nai Jacob Synagogue, at Temple B'nai Israel, or any place of worship where those who struggle are warmly welcomed. Amen.